So you got the Galaxy Watch 4 or the Galaxy Watch 5 and you're disappointed with its battery life? Are you consistently getting less than a day of battery life? You get a low battery warning before your workday ends and you are consistently looking for a charger multiple times a day. Then follow these 7 tips to get 1.5 to 2 days of battery life on your Galaxy Watch. As you can see, I got 1.5 days of battery life and also got some battery left for a workout or sleep tracking. And these tips won't convert your smartwatch into a dumb watch as other videos will make you do. So let's get started. The best thing I did for the battery on the Galaxy Watch 4 would be to turn off Raise to Wake and instead use a combination of always on display and tap to wake. Now hear me out. I know the convenience of raising the wrist and waking up the watch, but trust me, I've done tons of tests and what I've found is that the accelerometer and the gyroscope sensors that are used to detect a wrist rotation, if they are being pinged more times per second, the higher the battery drain it causes. That's what's happening on expensive smartwatches like the Galaxy Watch and Apple Watches. Here I test a Amazfit GTS 2e which gives me weeks of battery life and my Galaxy Watch 4. And notice the Galaxy wakes up much faster than the Amazfit. So basically, turning off Raise to Wake is going to save a lot of battery because tapping the capacitive touch sensor is way less taxing on the battery than accelerometer wake-ups. The next step includes disabling voice wake up for Bixby and Google Assistant. These features are known to drain battery on Android phones and they do the same on Wear OS watches. To disable this, open Bixby, open its settings and turn off voice wake up. For Google Assistant, you can open the Assistant and say Assistant settings and from there you will be able to do the same. In the evenings when I'm relaxed and I'm not driving or doing any work, I don't need Raise to Wake because both my hands are free and I don't need AOD as I'm not on a schedule. So I prefer to turn on power saver mode. To do this, simply scroll down into quick settings and tap the battery icon. This will still keep the notifications and alarms coming through and you can still do all the smart stuff like navigate or check the weather or use all the apps you need. But this will really reduce idle drain on the watch. My next step is to use a simpler watch face with fewer complications and a black background. AMOLED displays by nature will reduce power consumption when showing dark or black images. So keeping the background black will reduce battery drain when on the watch face or with the AOD. Fewer complications means the watch face has less data to retrieve and update real time and thus less battery usage. This tip also applies to always on display. Find a watch face which has modes for the AOD which only show time and date. My recommendations include Marine Commander which has a very battery efficient AOD watch face and also has pixel shifting. AWF watch faces are good with the battery with or without the AOD. Now Samsung watch faces play well with the battery as well, but you need to find the one that has less data to show and uses thin fonts. Basically, watch faces that has less stuff to show up on the AOD. The next step will save you a ton of battery. Keep your brightness lower than 40% most of the time and keep auto brightness off. Keeping the auto brightness off means the watch isn't working with the ambient light sensor, so one less sensor to ping. Plus I have noticed that sometimes auto brightness always keeps the brightness way more than what I can read with. I'd suggest keeping the brightness low. Because remember, the display is the biggest battery user in smartwatches. Now you could say what to do when you are out in the sun and you can't see the time. Increasing the brightness is quite easy and I've been doing it without even looking at the watch these days. It's just a swipe, a tap and just rotate the bezel. Or you could long press the button and you can ask Bixby to do it. Now you can tweak the Samsung Health settings to gain a bit more battery because the second most battery eating thing in a smartwatch is its sensors. The Galaxy Watch 4 can do continuous heart rate monitoring, continuous stress level monitoring and even record blood oxygen during sleep, all of which will use up a lot of battery. For me, I don't need heart rate continuously working or even at an interval of 10 minutes, so I've set it up for manual only. I don't need blood oxygen during sleeping as I don't care about sleep tracking much and if I am having the watch with a leather strap, I don't even wear it to sleep. I've also turned off activity detection because it anyways counts steps all the time, so I don't care if it counts them into a workout. I start a workout manually anyways when I do one. Now some of you might comment that I am turning off everything that makes it a smartwatch and a fitness tracker. I only intend to list out what all stuff uses a battery, and you can make your own combination of features you want or don't want your Galaxy Watch to do, right? Lastly, if all and everything fails and you still can't get through a full day of charge, then it's time to do a reset. This will eliminate all the bugs, if any, that are causing the battery to perform poorly. I'd also recommend you to download and install the latest OTA update to the watch. Since Samsung seems to have really optimized the software better, just go ahead into settings and install the latest firmware version for your watch. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. And let me know in the comments if any of these tips helped you out.